President Rooney, Provost Grivats, Sister Norma Pimentel, our graduation speaker, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, staff, and administration, family members, and friends of our graduates, and most importantly, members of the class of 2020. It is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you to Loyola University Chicago's 150th annual commencement exercises. Today is a very special day for you, our students, for it represents the culmination of 1, 2, or many years of scholarly effort and dedication. With your graduate degree in hand, you can proudly say that you now have fully engaged the process of higher education. And as your faculty members were confident that you would, you are rightly poised to take your well-deserved place among the world's educated people. For more than 90 years, Loyola's graduate school has provided a rich environment for pursuing a wide array of programs in a broad base of academic disciplines and interdisciplinary fields. Today's graduates represent 27 PhD programs, a professional doctorate program, 37 master's programs, 7 dual degree programs, and 16 advanced bachelor's and master's programs. These students have studied with and been mentored by more than 600 professors who serve on our graduate faculty on 3 campuses. This dynamic community of researchers and scholars is unified by a common commitment, fostering creativity and to providing high-quality training and enhancing professional credentials. Hopefully, the Jesuit education that you have received at Loyola University, which help you to earn your degrees, will also help you to get a life of purpose, commitment, and a burning desire to see justice prevail in our communities, our nation, and in our world. This past year saw that world engulfed by the coronavirus pandemic, which forced incredible changes in human society at every level. As Dean of the Graduate School and a former philosophy professor, it has been my good fortune to learn so much about the STEM disciplines and to witness firsthand the amazing work that so many graduate students and faculty alike are doing every day in their labs. This knowledge allows me to be confident that a cure for COVID-19 will be found and lay that pandemic to rest. This past semester, however, it also became clear that we are living with a second pandemic. Let's call it COVID-16-19, representing the 400 years since African men, women, and children were brought by force to the colony of Virginia. There can be no denial, as the Black Lives Matter movement points out, systemic racism is rampant in our society. Having gotten to know a number of the graduate students, I believe the younger generation is different, in that you are poised to get it right. This quest will involve all of the disciplines, not just those in STEM. This task will not be easy and will demand a transformation of many minds and hearts. But I believe that this second pandemic can also be defeated. All of us, by working together, can do it. As students, you have accomplished much in your time here, but you would be the first to acknowledge that you did not do so alone. Let me therefore invite those graduating to offer a gesture of grateful applause to the members of Loyola's extraordinary faculty and staff who have accompanied you throughout your studies. And please offer another round of grateful applause for the folks who really made all this possible, your parents, families, and friends. Let's applaud their efforts as well. Congratulations and best wishes to all. May God bless all your future endeavors. I would like now to invite our student speaker, Paige Gardner, to share a message with the class of 2020.
Thank you, Dean Reagan. I come before you today as Dr. Paige Justina Gardner, and I'm excited to speak to you about the power of community. Dear class of 2020, congratulations. Not only have we made it to the finish line, we've managed to quite literally set the world on fire. Though this may not be the exact ceremony we envisioned, I have come to embrace the idea of reimagining rituals that mark our achievements. Rather than cancel our commencement ceremony, Loyola created an accessible way for graduates to celebrate with more family and friends. I especially want to thank every staff and faculty member who worked hard to make this special day happen. Before I begin, I would like to bring a part of my cultural and spiritual practice to this virtual space. In my Black religious tradition, it is always important to give honor and recognition to those who come before us and those who lead us. I would like to honor God and every ancestor that is with me in spirit. Without them, I would not be able to sit before you today and give this speech. Secondly, I would like to give thanks to my parents, Portia and Joseph Gardner, as well as my siblings and extended family for joining me on this journey. You all were my first line of defense, my safe haven, and my well of support. These were individuals who provided a safe space for me to unravel and express my greatest fears. Though I am the first in my family to attain a doctoral degree, no one will ever be able to understand the gravity of this moment the way my family can. Lastly, to my spiritual elders, life mentors, and chosen family, I love you and appreciate all of the prayers, shared joy, and laughter you have brought into my life over the past 4 years. As you know, it takes a village, and I'm so grateful that each of you are here with me today. We made it and have been waiting for this moment to arrive ever since I was accepted into the program. All of you are permanently embedded into my life's story, and it's because of the power of community that I was able to persist and successfully complete this milestone achievement. To the graduates who are with me in this moment, I ask that you connect with me through breath. As you inhale, begin to take in your personal brilliance and resilience. Go back to the first time you committed to Loyola. Think about the loved ones who celebrated you and pushed you along the way. Think about the strength and perseverance you relied on during the times you didn't think you would make it. When you exhale, I want you to release any residue of fear and doubt. This is the ideal time to shut down that inner voice that slowly chips away at our confidence and certainty. I want you to remember that you are worthy. You have evolved. You have not left your program the same way you began, and that is why we've joined together on this very day. During our time together, I invite you to revisit your past, think deeply about the present times we are in, and prepare to step into your future with fierce purpose. As a proud Rambler who's steeped in Jesuit tradition and pedagogy, I wanted to create a speech that embodies the elements of an examen. For those of you unfamiliar with this term, it's normally seen as a prayer or a time for personal reflection. They are designed to cultivate mindfulness, an opportunity to connect to your spiritual source, if you have one, a moment to seek clarity through discernment, and a time for individuals to make meaning of their lived experiences. It is my hope that during this time, you will create room to critically examine your journey at Loyola and think deeply about the role your community played in helping you reach success. As part of my critical reflection, I revisited my personal statement for the higher education doctoral program. In a way, this document became a time capsule, taking me back to the fall of 2015. During this time period, I was a confident professional, excelling as a student affairs administrator in the Department of Student Diversity and Multicultural Affairs. Though I loved the work of being a program coordinator, I felt an urge to return to the classroom. I was inspired by the infinite possibilities of pursuing a doctoral degree and understood what this accomplishment would mean for my family and my future. While deciding my steps, I unexpectedly experienced a rush of anxiety and fear. In taking the step forward, I would be the first in my family to pursue a doctoral degree. In this moment of uncertainty, I was reminded of the words of my late grandmother, Annie McLemore. Acquiring knowledge is power, and your key to freedom. These powerful words sparked a new realization that I carry ancestral power and the legacy of my family. Their implicit and explicit passing of knowledge equipped me to be resilient, to utilize emotional intelligence and collective leadership when striving to achieve academic excellence in higher education and professional success as a student affairs administrator. Though I won't be able to avoid the inevitable hardships and curveballs that life throws my way, I've learned to call upon my ancestors, living family, and chosen family when my spirit needs to be recalibrated. A recurring theme throughout my critical reflection is that there is power in community, and without it, the journey can easily become overwhelming and isolating. Women of color faculty like Dr. Erica Yamamara, Dr. Bridget Kelly, Dr. Oyan Poon, Dr. Aurora Chang, Dr. Blanca Torres Alav empowered me to silence my inner critic voice and embrace my scholar practitioner identity. Their faith in me never once wavered. They reminded me that my personal professional experience, passion for social justice, and commitment to learning made me an ideal thought partner in academia. To them, my voice mattered and my voice was needed. I tell this story because I have yet to meet anyone who didn't need help as a student. Whether someone needed validation, affirmation, support, or assistance in refining life skills, we all needed a community of support to sustain the harsh environments and realities of academia. Given my intersecting identities as a queer, Black, cisgendered woman of color, it was imperative that my community of support consist of individuals who looked like me, spaces that accepted all of me, and resources that propelled me forward. My community of support helped uproot false narratives about my academic abilities and was there to pick me up if I fell into a pit of imposterism. As you can see, community isn't just a fluffball concept, it's an essential factor for student retention and persistence. My time in the doctoral program was indeed the first time I experienced holistic support from more than one professor of color. I've also never been in an academic program where the majority of the faculty and all tenured faculty are people of color. As a result, I didn't have to defend my worth or prove to my faculty that I belonged. My dissertation chair and committee carefully cultivated my growth. They cleared the path for me. They trusted my vision and never once doubted my ability to complete this program. In fact, they reminded me that I could complete this program on my terms and pursue research that elevated my academic passions. They carved out time to help normalize the isolating experiences of being a doctoral student. Because my dissertation committee were all women of color, I didn't have to waste time trying to prove the reality of my world and what I was up against. They just knew. Though my experience was phenomenal as well as rigorous, please know that this is not the average dominant experience of Black students, let alone the larger community of Ramblers who hold marginalized identities. It pains me to see our Black Ramblers fight for the same things I fought for from 2005 to 2011 as an undergraduate and graduate student. The recommendations and demands that our students have today are not new to any institution of higher education. When I read the words of our Black Ramblers, I simply hear that we are exhausted from being exemplar students while also fighting to live, while also searching for mental health support, while also building more inclusive environments and movements, while also navigating financial concerns, while also carrying our families' dreams, while also being a role model, on top of being engaged in student campus activities and initiatives. To help illustrate why I continue to center the experiences of Black Ramblers and students who hold marginalized identities, I would like to share a simple analogy of the canary bird. I must first credit scholar and civil rights activist Lani Guinier, who was also one of Loyola's MLK Celebration keynote speakers in 2014. Guinier co-authored The Miner's Canary, Enlisting Race, Resisting Power, and Transforming Democracy. Until 1986, miners would cage canaries and bring them into the mines as a safety precaution. Should carbon monoxide spread in the mines, the birds would be the first to become ill or even die. This occurrence would signify to the miners that they should leave the unsafe, toxic environment. As of now, our Black Ramblers and other Black communities across the nation are signaling that these conditions are no longer livable. When we dare to center the needs of our most vulnerable populations, everyone stands to benefit. However, I would pose that we push this notion a bit further. When we talk about using anti-racist frameworks, it must center the transformation of culture so that Black students and others on the margins of society are not burdened, nor do they have to be sacrificed for the good of the entire community. Our Black Rambler organizations, such as the Black Graduate Student Alliance and the Black Cultural Center, in collaboration with many other student organizations, have presented strong, concrete solutions that can transform the lives of so many students at Loyola. I have learned from our student leaders that the retention and success of our diverse student body is permanently linked to institutional-wide efforts, financial resources, and human capital. As you can see from my success story, it matters when students see faculty who look like them and care for them. It matters when staff and faculty have the capacity to sit with students and proactively support them in pursuing their dreams. It matters when students have physical spaces to process their challenging, sometimes traumatizing experiences inside and outside of the classroom as a means to recharge and recommit to the larger task at hand, college completion. Knowing that our Black Ramblers, allies, accomplices will continue working hard to uproot anti-Black sentiments and other forms of oppression that plague our community, I ask this graduating class the following question. What is your calling? What is your role as a newly minted alumni? As you have seen from President Rooney and Provost Gavak's messaging, there is a concerted effort to gather as many people as possible to address Loyola's systemic issues. And it will require students, staff, faculty, and alumni to work collaboratively in an equitable manner. I am committed to using my voice as an alumna, and I will continue to fight towards justice and liberation for all students on campus. Are you? Though we close this chapter of our academic journey, we have the privilege of opening a new one. And like any new beginning, we should each pace ourselves and utilize this transition period to heal from our academic journey. Once you rest and recharge, it's important that you recommit to the work at hand. I think Sister Jean would agree with me in saying, we have not simply earned a degree, we now have the responsibility to create a more just and humane world. As alumni, we will soon become someone else's source of support. For some of us, we will support those in our nucleus family or chosen family. Others of us will mentor students who are following our footsteps. Others of us will participate in alumni organizations, and some of us will even make specific donations and contributions to our Rambler community. Some of you may ask, how can we go forth and set the world on fire when the world already is ablaze? To that I say, commit to learning. Deepen your acts of justice and keep the faith. Whether you're an activist, organizer, ally, accomplice, or concerned member of the community, you play an essential role in transforming the world we live in. There will be plenty of mistakes made along this journey, but it's truly about how you recover and make the conscious choice to persist. In the words of the late, great queer Black feminist scholar, Audre Lorde, life is very short, and what we have to do must be done in the now. Graduates of 2020, go forth and set the world on fire.
We would like now to recognize the 2020 graduates from the Graduate School.
My name is Leanne Cribbs, and I am Associate Dean for Graduate Education. I'm honored to recognize members of the class of 2020. I'm now pleased to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Nikisha Alder. Dr. Alder studied the effect of media exposure on identity formation and meaning-making for Black millennial women. Mashael Agamdi. Dr. Agamdi studied allosteric effectors of bacterial ADP glucose pyrophosphorylase. Aisha Awad Al-Shahrani. Dr. Al-Shahrani studied the impact of metal ions on the enhancement of current output. Jacqueline Arroyo. Dr. Arroyo studied chromium in varied sample matrices. Teresa Barton. Dr. Barton studied the goals and motivation of adult English language learners in an ESL program. Caglayan Baser. Dr. Baser studied gender dynamics in armed movements. Philip Bachin. Dr. Bachin studied the social ontology of alienation. Andrew Blosser. Dr. Blosser studied the Sabbath and the politics of human inoperativity. Alan Breedlove. Dr. Breedlove studied Habermas and Taylor on the psychodynamics of lifespan moral development. Amanda Burnside. Dr. Burnside studied psychological predictors of community violence exposure among ethnic minority youth. William Burr. Dr. Burr studied corporate cultures and free market faith during the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy. Karina Kane. Dr. Kane studied the impact and mechanism of hepatitis C virus cell-to-cell spread. Gabriel J. Katanis. Dr. Katanis studied how Filipino-American Christianity can contribute to theology and ethics. Daniel Catlin. Dr. Catlin studied crystallographic structures of protein targets in human health. Yao Chen. Dr. Chen studied the concept of merit in China's education system. Alex Christie. Dr. Christie studied an analysis of inadequate futures. Erica Chu. Dr. Chu studied gender and sexual diversity in decolonial literary and cultural contexts. Jean Clifford. Dr. Clifford studied Aristotle's concept of incidental perception and its role in moral epistemology. Plamina Daskalova. Dr. Daskalova studied the influence of social status and work motivation on the experience of meaningful work. Laura Amy de la Peña. Dr. de la Peña studied pediatric providers' perceptions of their role in early detection of postpartum depression. Chelsea Denault. Dr. Denault studied the financial and environmental effects of the world's largest trash incinerator in Detroit. Catherine Dorochiak. Dr. Dorochiak studied pain and neuropsychological performance following electrical injury. Colleen Frances Bechtel Driscoll. Dr. Driscoll studied relations between parenting and independence in campers with spina bifida. Caitlin Dyson. Dr. Dyson studied relationships between violence, modernism, narrative, and ethics. Amy Michelle Egbert. Dr. Egbert studied the impact of executive function on eating behaviors in youth. Lyle Enright. Dr. Enright studied power, sovereignty, and the theological motivations of contemporary religious literature. Erica Fleming Trujillo. Dr. Fleming Trujillo studied the tumor microenvironment and cancer immunotherapy. Sophia Flores. Dr. Flores studied teacher perceptions and experiences with self-regulation strategies in general education classrooms. Kendra Foley. Dr. Foley studied alteration of structure-guided T-cell receptor mutations in cancer. David Ford. Dr. Ford elucidated developmental functions of human oncogenes in the fruit fly. Andrew French. Dr. French studied the linkages to student learning, success, and representation in the STEM disciplines. Naomi Gades. Dr. Gades studied the relationship between scientific discovery and modernist poetry. Paige Justina Gardner. Dr. Gardner studied how women of color, student affairs administrators, utilize systems of support to navigate historically white institutions. Donna Garrett. Dr. Garrett studied the effect of uncertainty on the self-management of coronary heart disease. Sharon Gorizzo Wilson. Dr. Gorizzo Wilson studied perioperative nursing handoff data capture in the electronic health record. Norberto Gonzalez. Dr. Gonzalez studied microbial fuel cell optimization through electrode surface modifications. Jana Grabaric. Dr. Grabaric studied how teachers use multiple data sources to inform their practice. James Graychick. Dr. Graychick studied bacterial evasion of the host immune system. Matthew Hackbart. Dr. Hackbart studied the mechanisms of a coronavirus endonuclease in inhibiting innate immunity. Carly Hansen. Dr. Hansen studied the solution interactions of Lewis acid carbonyl complexes. Lincoln Hill. Dr. Hill studied Black women college students, the imposter phenomenon, and mental health outcomes. Awatef Ibrahim. Dr. Ibrahim studied factors associated with diabetic peripheral neuropathy symptoms and quality of life among Saudis with type 2 diabetes mellitus. Brent In. Dr. In studied factors that impact long-term reentry success of returning citizens. Ramaya Jacks. Dr. Jacks studied signaling targets in activated T cells. Willie Jackson. Dr. Jackson studied art exposure via art-based scientific methods. Casey Jurgensen. Dr. Jurgensen studied utopian discursive practices in recent speculative fiction. Dana Kaiser. Dr. Kaiser studied early childhood teachers' conceptualizations of closeness with their individual students. Matthew Kemp. Dr. Kemp studied the Trinitarian theology of John Henry Newman. Soyeon Kim. Dr. Kim studied the influence of dialecticism on savoring across cultures. Colleen Cordish. Dr. Cordish studied effect of social support on health and quality of life for women with type 2 diabetes and depression. Julia Kubek. Dr. Kubek studied youth's experiences with re-entering school from the juvenile justice system. Amanda Kunder. Dr. Kunder studied the image of water in the Gospel of John. Paulius Kupris. Dr. Kupris studied alcohol-induced bacterial changes in the setting of colitis. Norma Lopez. Dr. Lopez studied the influence of critical consciousness on resilience narratives of Latin XAO college students. Dorothy Loren. Dr. Loren studied weight trajectories among a racial ethnically diverse group of young children. Mary Lutzi. Dr. Lutzi studied the impact of the Protestant Reformation on societal views of the blind and deaf. Catherine Machika. Dr. Machika studied the Pacific Northwest and the waging of World War II. Mark Mandarino. Dr. Mandarino studied the practice of assessment data use in higher education. Fatima Martin. Dr. Martin studied reciprocity, mortality, salience, and group membership. Elizabeth Morgan. Dr. Morgan studied factors associated with re-entry into homelessness among previously homeless men and women in Chicago. Devin Moss. Dr. Moss studied Black males' access and usage of sex education information in Mississippi. Clinton Neptune. Dr. Neptune studied concept of God as a rescuer. Hien Nguyen. Dr. Nguyen studied the impact of marriage renewal workshop on the quality of marriage among Vietnamese Americans. Siobhan O'Donoghue. Dr. O'Donoghue studied the phenomenology of accompaniment in a Hispanic immigrant social ministry. Paul Olander. Dr. Olander studied private military and security corporations in civil wars. Ruby Oram. Dr. Oram studied how women reformed vocational education in Progressive Era Chicago. Daniel Pfeiffer. Dr. Pfeiffer studied therapeutic drug implications in estrogen receptor-positive breast cancer. Nicole Perez. Dr. Perez studied how two Black communities in suburban Detroit fought for equal housing and education between 1920 and 1990. Lourdes Plaza Rojas. Dr. Plaza Rojas studied the effects of tumor hypoxia on T cells. Kelly Palnazic. Dr. Palnazic studies psychological and cognitive mechanisms that influence chronic pain experiences. Grace Pregent. Dr. Pregent studied the interpretation of minorness. Travis Price. Dr. Price studied the temporal dynamics of the lower urinary tract microbiota and the effects of lifestyle. Enya Ching. Dr. Ching studied the host factors coronaviruses utilize for their entry and spread. Mami Randria Manantina. Dr. Randria Manantina studied the Vatican's influence on the mediation of international conflicts. Kelsey Reed. Dr. Reed studied predictors of K-12 school discipline policies and practices. Catherine Renier. Dr. Renier studied the identification of novel pollutants adsorbed to plastics in freshwater. Anna Maria Ross. Dr. Ross studied risk and resilience for maternal and child depression in Latinx immigrant families. Jennifer Schreiber. Dr. Schreiber studied the protective mechanisms of the omega-3 fatty acid DHA on binge alcohol-induced neurodegeneration. Hope Shannon. Dr. Shannon studied the connections between heritage politics and metropolitan redevelopment in post-war Chicago. Vidisha Sinha. Dr. Sinha studied U.S. pediatricians' training for and knowledge of management of child sex trafficking victims in the clinical setting. Sarah Talley. Dr. Talley studied the development of caspase-1 biosensors to monitor inflammation. Drew Thompson. Dr. Thompson studied migration and sovereignty. Carly Tyndall Biggins. Dr. Tyndall Biggins studied the process of youth empowerment from the perspective of youth. Stephanie Torres. Dr. Torres studied the impact on mental health among low-income Mexican-origin families. Stephen Tuttle. Dr. Tuttle studied local businesses in two gentrifying neighborhoods in Chicago. Natalia Vidal. Dr. Vidal studied community knowledge and political mobilization through La Red de Semillas Libres de Colombia. Hal Wang. Dr. Wang studies signaling mechanisms in hepatocellular carcinoma initiation and progression. Cobretti Williams. Dr. Williams studied how women of color student activists effectuate social change in college. Joliana Yee. Dr. Yee studied the lived experiences of student affairs professionals working in Asian American cultural centers. Sean Young. Dr. Young studied how community organizing strategies increase the political participation of nonprofit organizations. Scott Zawalski, Jr. Dr. Zawalski studied the utility of brain-based education and trauma-focused interventions with elementary students.
My name is Heather Southerner, and I am the Assistant Dean in the Graduate School. I would now like to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Bioethics. Linda Skaya Abate, Mary Beth Johnson, Jennifer Kuchemba Hunter, Jeanette Martin, Ryan P. Ferdehart, Marquet Lynn Lippa, James Francis Smith, Jr., Scott Stegmeyer, Jason Weiner. Congratulations, graduates. I would now like to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts. Sylvia Edith Acosta Chavez, Hernan Aguilar, Savannah Aldridge, Clarence Alexis, Anisha Ali, Maria Al-Oka, Mitra Alokoze, Teresa Ann Anderson, Trisha Lauren Andrade, Rachel Faye Carda Andrews, Viviana Ariana Ochoa, Liat Ariel, Thomas Bernard Arms III, Edwin C. Bagley III, Pravindaran Balakrishnan, Bianca Anis Barcenas, Rebecca Kate Bayless, Thomas Connor B., Andrew Ryan Becker, Melody G. Beltran, Kelsey Lynn Berriman, Lamarvin L. Boyd, John James Braithwaite, Robert Boudreau, Amanda Burns, Elise Burns, Cecilia Bustamante Pisa, Iveta A. Bustos, Tara M. Kajacob, Thomas Joseph Callan IV, Oliver Leon Capco, Abram B. Capone, Angelia Marie Carreras, Julie Bain Carter, Emily M. Carter, Emma Lou Carter, Sonia Castro Quirino, Yesenia Chavez, Jin Chen, Jeon Chon, Erica Christie, Sydney Chumar, Patricia A. Klein, Emmanuel Condi, Emma Jane Conley. Keith Contorno. Patrick Andrew Corkery. Cass Michael Coughlin. Daniel Cunningham. Austin Lawrence Dalgo. Deepak Prakash Daroch. Luke Jeremiah Davis. Elisaveta Valentina DeStefano. Jane B. Doyle. Lauren Ray Draper. Connor Scott Dunleavy. Melissa Dovniak. Sarah Elizabeth Danya. Grace L. Ebert. Abigail Sue Ellinghausen. Lindsay Ellingwood. Michael Raghuram Iluru. Deborah M. Eng. Gian Angelo Bayot Estupigan. Abigail Rose Evans. Karina Favela. Michael Ross Feiju. Holly Malia Ferrer. Martin Lee Finney. Charity Avian Freeman. Philippa Emily Friedman. Stephanie Marie Frilling. Hannah Elizabeth Gully. Hector M. Gonzalez. Christina Leona Grant. Allison Elizabeth Greedle. Amber Nicolette Gallo. Darwin Alberto Gutierrez. Christopher John Hagan. John Lee Halstead. Mohammed Nidal Halwani. Sarah Elizabeth Howe. Sarah R. Heiderstadt. William Jeremiah Hennessy III. Justin I. Hersom. Caroline Catherine Hollier. Insup Hong. James Marland Hunter Jr. Diana Ibarra. Melissa Ann Imburgia. Chitra Sharada Ayer. Bianca Aram G. Julianne Jin. Jeef J. Joseph. Sofia Alondra Juarez. Chayang Cao. Aaron J. Cass. Jaspreet Kaur. Colin L. Keene. Jennifer Lynn Keo. Danny Wilson Kananisho. Yasmin Walid Carr. Kirsten Keeley Collis. Brittany A. Kraus. Nathan Allen Krowetsky. Divya Kuryan. Claire Abbott Lockhart. Lavanya Logan. Alan M. Loomis. Joseph Brooks Lorenz. Emily Francis Lughart. Nathan M. Lutz. Lindsay Machella. Ian Ross McGrath. Ekaterina Makovic. Gilgamesh Farhan Malul. Artemis Markopoulos. Sky Martin. Sarah Ann McCooley. Caroline Coolidge McCraw. Joshua Mark McMahon. Marta Lilia Mendez. Miguel Mendez. Laurel Ann Mertz. Yeva Mizunate. Salma Moat. Daisy Morales. Margaret Ann Musa. Emily D. Muzinski. Jeffrey Paul Nader. Hussein Mustafa Naeem. Zara Fatima Naki. Kayla Navarrete. Nicole C. Nesnidal. Brian Christopher Noiro. Sarah Marie Obrist. Jenna Lee O'Leary. Tori Olson. Ellie Kate Onstadt. Jessica Nicole Ordinario. Hannah Laurel Overstreet. Lauren Christine Pagano. Paulina A. Pack. Harry Peled. Caroline Zoe Pachonsky. Jenny Fawn. Olufemi Adonai Popula. Julia Poropat. Orlando Portalatin. Sarala Prabhu. Dylan Hawks Putzler. Connor Lawrence Quinby. Conan Jean Paul Rainwater. Sophia Rana. Akila Salam Raul. Emily Lee Reimer. Jason Michael Renkin. Amanda J. Reuter. Monica A. Reyna. Michael Razak. Renee Marie Ringler. Vincent Charles Rogers. Samantha Susan Ropsky. Griffin James Ross. Fernando Charles Saldivar Jr. Molly Elizabeth Sampson. Elizabeth M. Sargent. Arjun Sharma. Shelja Sheikh. Catherine Elizabeth Simeon. Keegan Patrick Sims. Sandria Umiz Singleton. Brinka Sio. Christopher Joseph Vaughn Smith. Jenna Lee Sobchak. Sun Ju. Anthony Stamilia. Leandra Marie Steele. Zachary M. Stella. Davis McKay Stubblefield. Shaolin Sun. Austin James Sundstrom. Anthony Kenneth Taylor Sr. Brenda Jean Taylor. Megan Lee Tomaskowitz. Ha Tran. Joshua Maximilian Turner. Emmanuel Udo. Ashish Upadhyay. Jefferson J. Uriarte. Safina B. Usmani. Andrea Vanderhook. Daniela Josefina Vargas. Kimberly Vargas Barreto. Robert Vincent. Yelena Bolochai. Elise Marie Wagner. Laura J. Walsh. Alicia Celine Wortman. Catherine Weir. Philip Thomas Whittington. Adrian Winning. Ryan S. C. Wong. Sebastian Peter Wepper. Alicia Zemet. Samuel Adam Zeit. Congratulations, graduates.
Now recognizing candidates for the degree of Master of Public Policy. Jesus Del Toro. Grace Donnelly. Crystal Isom. Ciro Gamari. Samantha Guthman. Carly Henriksen. Maggie Ibis. Alicia Jarrett. Rachel Kemmel. Aliyah Poulos. Savannah Roundtree. Alana Warren. JC Weathers. Now recognizing candidates for the degree of Master of Science. Nikhil Agrawal. Lizho Ai. Rahala Akbari. Ehab Al-Shakli. Osama Al-Bayati. Al-Faisal Al-Katani. Angela Andelian. Minza Anis. Tyler Arndt. Asbel Asefa. Ju Bai. Barack Balva. Yizhu Bao. Alice Beneke. Elizabeth Berg. Griffin Burge. Carly Bettler. Margaret Bielski. Michael Blissett. Alexander Blom. Matthew Bonfito. McKinney Bull. Lauren Burt. Hannah Butler. Caitlin Cadwalder. Arman Khan. Jared Kara. Andre Cargill. Maximilian Carlino. Matthew Chambliss. Nikhil Chari. Kajal Chalkshi. Jocelyn Conroy. Chance Cosgriff. Madeline Danks. Brian Dellinger. Mikola Demyanchuk. Courtney Dial. Jonathan Dixit. Kevin Donahue. Vihar Doshi. Amanda Doherty. Vanya Ejiofor. Jeremy Eason. Lauren Fertig. Gautami Galpali. Andrea Goretto. Shenna Geisinger. Alan Golpassion. Andres Gomez Sanchez. Suchitra Gopal. Marion Graham. Zeki Guo. Samuel Habti. Rose Healy. Curtis Himmler. Nathan Hishon. Brian Ho. Bailey Hochstetler. Lauren Hu. Brad Hughes. Ogechukwu Ibik. Charles Ingersoll. Soeta Joshi. Elizabeth Yurkosh. Anthony Kazkowski. Noel Kadamandla. Alexander Konofsky. Mikhaila Kalyalya. Robert Kania. Alicia Cantor. Wajahat Ali Khan. Thomas Kickmal. Zachary Kimura. Jay Kinsey. Matt Kokert. Vincent Kuo. Sophie LaBelle. Robert Lauer. Natasha Leonard. Shailendra Lohia. Benjamin Lawrence. Amanda Loudon. Richard Mohamed Okai. Christopher Markelts. Isacil Marquez. Vincent Mastro Domenico. Taras Matvievich. Bridget Marie McGowan. Shannon McGuire. Jessica Medence. Holly Machalik. Alan Miller. Lindley Miller. Pranjali Mishra. Anadi Misra. Navy Neong. Akanksha Negi. Gabriel Ingwe. Paul Okoro. Yukamura Utaka. Richard Padovano. Dara Patel. Ari Peaks. Jennifer Piacente. Sarah Brahman. Gabriel Rashba. Gabriel Reverie. Fabricio Ricci. Paul Resteca. Nicholas Rolfus. Jennifer Sacchi. Abdul Salam. Mohammed Samiuddin. Matthew Sarah. Arthur Segismundo. Sweta Sekaran. Tommy Shagbamimu. Muhammad Siddiqui. Joshua Simpson. Samuel Siner. Nicholas Skaleski. Nancy Sloan. Anthony Stark. Sheen Su. Cheryl Teal. Alex Toddfield. Jocelyn Umubiayi. Lou Van. Christian Villanueva. Anna Vincent. Chend Vichy, Adelina Vokudinova, Ashley Walker, Kong Wang, Zihang Yin, Mei Zeglo, Wei Zhang,